Hello, welcome back to the Nerd Cave. This is another 2 days in a row streaming, which is exciting. I mean, I'm trying to stream when I can, and today I can, so here we are. So, what are we doing today? As I talked about last time, when it comes to board games, I definitely have a type, right? I like things that have minis and dice and stats and campaigns and are generally dungeon crawly. So that means that 99% of the games that I get to play are like fantasy-based D&D style type games. So of course, that's fine. I like that a lot, but you know, we do want to add some variety in it every now and then. That's why I'm glad I've got Imperial Assault, for example, adds a little bit of, you know, we got some sci-fi going on in there as well. Yes, Dax is wandering around and she's very attention hungry today, so I warn you, she may start yelling. Because that's how Dax gets attention. She just yells until you give it to her. Because she's a cat, you know how that works. So anyway, another thing I want to do on the stream, as well as add some variety into the fantasy-based stuff, is I'm also, since we're mostly playing campaign-based stuff, which we're doing anthology-style, one adventure to the next, I'm going to throw in the occasional just one-off thing every now and then, just to mix it up a bit. So that's what we're doing today. It's neither fantasy-based nor campaign-based. This is going to be a one-shot deal. So what is it? It is Thanos Rising. Now, let me just say in advance, this is a really hard game to set up cameras for because things are kind of all over the place. So I'm probably going to have to pick up and move the table cam every now and then just to show what's going on. I'm going to try and do that as little as possible. Thankfully, we do have the overhead cam to show some stuff, but it might get a little shaky cam every now and then, so just be prepared for that, and I don't know, take your Dramamine or something. So this is an officially licensed game. This came out around the same time as the movie Infinity War, so spoilers, not really spoilers. For Infinity War. So of course, when I first heard about this and when I first saw it, I was like, well, you know, okay, you don't expect much out of officially licensed games because they're usually kind of rushed out and not great and stuff. But there's been a trend over the past year or two that like they've really tried to step up their game with like getting actual game developers and designers to work on this stuff as opposed to just hammering it out for a quick buck. And so the games are starting to be made that are like officially licensed from, you know, existing IPs are starting to be worth checking out. And I think this counts as one of them. It's quite simple, which is good because it means like you can probably teach this to a kid without much difficulty. I've only played it like 3 times myself, so I do have the rule book standing by in case I need to refer to it. But the core concept is quite simple. So let's try and get through this as efficiently as possible. So we've got Thanos here. Here's Thanos, big purple angry guy who's really concerned about population density. And you, so this is a 2 to 4 player game. It is co-op, so you can play it solo. You just have to play, you know, both players, which we're doing. And you are the heroes, and you are trying to stop Thanos, and Thanos is trying to do his Thanos-y thing. So, Thanos is, every round, he's going to gain influence over one of the Infinity Stones. Actually, let's go to the big overhead cam here. So here's the Infinity Gauntlet. All the Infinity Stones, and every round he's going to probably gain influence over one of these stones. When he fully gains influence over one of these stones, you flip it over, and then he gets extra abilities. So there are ways that you can try and stop him. He's got, we've got this 3-sector thing here. So let's go to the board here. This is the main board, and there are 3 sectors. And around the board are heroes and villains. So you, as a hero, what you're trying to do is recruit heroes to your team and also damage and defeat the villains that are on Thanos' team. And the way you do that is with dice. So let's see if maybe we can... Let's just go through a round and you'll see how it works pretty quickly. So we've got 2 teams, 2-player teams. The first team Let's go to the dice cam here so I can show you our first team. So the teams are kind of loosely based around existing sort of teams in the Marvel Universe. They're not one-to-one. I'll warn you this ahead of time. So, for example, our red team here, team leader Captain America in Avengers compound. So clearly this is supposed to be based around the Avengers, right? As you'll see, there are some team members that clearly are not the Avengers, but they're on the red team anyway. I don't know why. But as you can see here, this team starts out with a dice pool. So we get 4 red dice to start. And I'll show you what that means in a sec. The other team I have chosen for us to play is Wakanda. Team leader is Black Panther, of course. And Wakanda gets 3 red dice and 1 blue die as you're starting. And they also have team abilities, which we'll go over when the time comes for that. So each team starts with a team leader, and for the Avengers, it's good old Cap, bearded Cap. So Jamie, if you're watching this, or you will be watching this, you'll be happy. And you see here down the side here, this is how much damage they can take. This is their special ability when they are on a team, and this is what they cost to recruit. So that's that. So we start with Cap, and of course, for Wakanda, your friend and mine, T'Challa. And he is far more complicated, as you can see, than Cap. He requires, so this is combat, this is technology, and this is, I think, magic or mysticism. We'll get into what those mean in a sec. But once again, how much damage he takes, and that's pretty much it. So, there are win conditions and lose conditions. For the heroes, so for us, the good guys, the players, the win condition is we have to defeat, now I'm going for the easy one, you can adjust this, but the easy one is you have to defeat 7 villains. That's it. After you defeated 7 villains, then Thanos is defeated and you win. For Thanos, there are several win conditions. The first and most obvious one is he gains control over all of the Infinity Stones. That's it. That's game over. The second is if he manages to damage and defeat all of the heroes on one of the teams. If one team gets knocked out completely, Thanos wins. And there's another win condition I'm forgetting. Oh yes, if he defeats 10 heroes total from either team, or from any team, then he wins. So there's several ways Thanos can win. There's only one way that we can win. So let's have a look at the dice. So we mentioned that each team gets a starting pool of dice. So let's look at this. For Wakanda, for example, gets 3 red dice and 1 blue dice. So there are several elements that we use to either do damage to enemies or help recruit heroes. And they are, I think the blue is tech, so that's technology. The red is combat. The black is cosmos. The green is mysticism. And that's it. Yes, that is it. So each of these dice have all of these elements on their faces. It's just that, like, the red dice have more combat, so they're weighted more towards combat, and the blue have more tech, that kind of thing. So let's just go through a round and we'll see how this all fits together. Hello, welcome, thank you for joining the stream. So the first thing we do in every round is we roll these terrible and frightening dice, and these are the Thanos dice. And what these do is they tell us what Thanos is going to do in every round. So as you see, Thanos so we have these 3 sectors here on the main board, and Thanos is facing randomly, in this case, one of the sectors. So whenever he turns to a sector, and that's what one of these dice is, this means Thanos is going to turn in this direction, and he's going to go to that sector. So when Thanos goes to that sector, a couple of things happen. First of all, he does a damage to every single hero that's in that sector, including you, if you were in that sector. And all of the villains that are in that sector activate and do their villain thing. So that's not great. And the other kind of Thanos die here is, this is the Infinity Stone that he's going to gain 1 influence over. And we'll see how that works. In fact, we'll see how that works right now, because let's just do a round, and I think it should become clear how this all works. So, first thing we do is roll the Thanos dice. So Thanos is going to turn to the right, and he's going to gain influence over the red. Or is that the purple or the red? That looks purple. That's more maroon than, yeah, that's purple. So he's going to gain influence over the purple stone, and he's going to turn right. So the first thing we'll do is we'll grab one of these. Forgive my arm in front of the camera. And we'll add 1 influence crystal onto the purple stone. And then he's going to turn right, which is clockwise. Okay, so he's looking in this direction. So we're going to turn him, and now he's facing this sector. So the first thing that's going to happen... Oh, you know what? I skipped a step. The very first thing you do is you decide who's going, and then you place that team in one of the sectors. So let's say that Wakanda is going to go first, and they happen to be in this sector for the sake of fairness, because, well, you know, I just skipped that. So Wakanda's in that sector. So what's going to happen is Thanos is going to first do a damage to all of the heroes in that sector. Let's see if we can turn this around. Does it look better for the camera? Can you read that a little better? I think so, yeah. So, of course, the heroes in this sector are Thor, Heimdall, and, of course, us. So what we do is we place 1 damage on each of the heroes who he damages, and I have our teams over here, so we're going to put 1 damage on T'Challa. Not a great way to start. Second thing that happens is any villains in the sector, so in this case, this General Outrider is going to activate, and let's see what he does. If Thanos is in the sector, add 1 damage to all Avengers and Wakandan heroes in this sector. So the good news there is, if you look at both Thor and Heimdall's team is actually the Mystic team, so they are not going to take a damage. However, we, as Wakanda, are in this sector, so that means Black Panther is going to take another damage, which is not great. So now we get a chance to do our thing. So the way we do that is, if you remember, we have a starting dice pool here of 3 red and 1 blue. So we will take our 3 red and 1 blue, and we will roll them. And we'll see what we get. Okay, so we've got 2 Mystic, 1 Combat, 1 Cosmic. Now, the rule is you have to spend at least 1 die. And the way you spend dice is, as you can see here, I'll just do this on the main camera. If you want to defeat this guy, it's going to cost you 2 combat and 1 tech. Likewise, with Heimdall, for example, if you want to recruit him, it's going to cost you 2 combat, 1 cosmic, 2 mystic. So we have to spend at least 1 of the die that we just rolled to do something, either damage an enemy or recruit a hero. So what do we need here? Let's see. We didn't do great on anything. We could put those 2 Mystic on Heimdall or Thor. Heimdall and Thor require exactly the same to recruit. We have a better chance, I think, of doing damage to the Outrider. Ooh, yuck. I don't like any of those. We could put the Mystic on either Heimdall or Thor, because that's only 1. You can see here that's we only need 1. We only have 1, or likely only to get 1. So maybe that's the play here. We'll do that. We'll put it on, let's say, Heimdall. So we'll spend that on Heimdall. Now we get to re-roll our remaining dice. And we just keep re-rolling until we can't spend anymore. Okay. hey, hang on. That might be good, actually. We need a Mystic. But the good news is here we got 2 combat, which we do need for Heimdall and Thor. So we can spend one of these and put it on Heimdall here. And so now all we need is, well, we need 2 Mystic to recruit Heimdall. The other thing we could do is use that 2 damage or 2 combat to put on the General Outrider and hope that, this is the thing, we got to play the odds, right? So it's like if we put this on the General Outrider instead, then all we need to defeat this General or to add a damage, sorry, not defeat, because he's got 2 hit points. All we need is 1 tech. And we need to hope that we roll 1 tech on these 2 remaining red dice, which is a dubious proposition, but it's not impossible. There's a much better likelihood of us rolling 1 tech on these than there is of us rolling 2 Mystic, right? So let's do that. I think instead it's the wiser play. We'll put it on the General Outrider, and we'll roll again and hope we get at least 1 tech. And we got it. 1 tech. 1 tech, 1 combat. So we can put this tech on the General Outrider, and that means we get to add a damage onto the General Outrider. And that's really all we can do. If it doesn't matter what we roll on this, it's not going to give us anything. So we take all the dice back. That's the end of the round. And we take our token for our team and we put it back in our team headquarters. So that's 1 round. So now the next team goes, and this team in this case is the kind of sort of Avengers. And so now is where we can look at what's in the sectors and go, well, what do we want to focus on, right? So in this sector, this is a good sector because it's got, let me just move the camera here. You see, we've got Iron Spider, War Machine, and Wong all in that sector. So that means that when Thanos turns to that sector, no other villains are going to activate. Hopefully, that is possible. We'll see about that with the dice roll. But also, we've got 3 potential heroes to recruit. So I think maybe that is where we will go. So the Avengers are going to go to this sector here. And now we will roll the Thanos dice. Thanos is going to turn to the left and gain influence over the Yellowstone. I don't know which, they're like time and space and whatever. The yellow one. He's going to gain influence over the yellow one. And he will turn left, which is anti-clockwise, so that means he will turn over this zone. Which is good news for us, because that means we're not going to take damage. However, Hulk and Loki here will take a damage. And the villain in this sector is this other General Outrider, and they are different. So one of the cool things is, even if it's the same enemy type, like this is another General Outrider, what he does is different from what that other General Outrider does. So if Thanos is in this sector, add 1 damage to all Wakandan to all Guardians and Wakandans. There are no Guardians or Wakandans in this sector, so this guy didn't do anything, which is good news. So now we get to try and help Cap recruit somebody to the Avengers. So let's see. Avengers start out with a pool of 4 red. So all we can do is just roll, see what we get, and hope that we get something that we can use. So what do we got? We got 2 combat, 1 tech, 1 mystic. Well, looking at what our new heroes... I'll put the camera over here. Maybe that would be a little bit better to see for this round. And we can't see Wong. Okay, I'm going to put the camera on the board very carefully. Here we go. All right. So we've got Iron Spider, War Machine, and Wong here. Also, I apologize. All of the components, all the card components for this game are really, really glossy, and they're reflecting the studio lights pretty horribly. So hopefully you can read most of that if I help show, put some shade there. So let's see. We got Iron Spider, who requires 3 combat, 1 tech. War Machine requires 3 combat, 2 tech, and Wong only requires 2 mystic. I think Wong is far more valuable than that, personally. As you can see, we want to try and spend the least amount of physical dice, right? So probably the best play here is to spend this 1 tech on Iron Spider, because that way we're only spending 1, and we've already got one of the requirements filled. So let's do that. We will put our 1 tech on Iron Spider here. We could put these 2 combat also on Iron Spider, and that means all we have to roll is another combat, but then we only have 1 die to roll that with, and if it doesn't come up as a combat, then we've got nothing for this round, right? So maybe, let's play the odds and say, okay, we'll do that. We spent the die, so we get to roll again. And let's see what we get. Okay, see, that was totally worth it. So we've got a lot of combat. So we can definitely recruit Iron Spider. In fact, let's just do that. That's the only thing we really can do. So we've got this 2 and 1 here. So that's 3. Iron Spider requires 3. So let's just say, yep, we recruited Iron Spider to our Avengers team. Now, what that means is as you add heroes onto your roster, they bring their special abilities with them. So Iron Spider, for example, for each damage you add to a villain, you may remove 1 damage from a hero. That is fantastic. Yes, that's a heal. We super need that. So that's good. Nothing else that the Avengers stuff has will react to Iron Spider, so that's that. So the other thing we got to do is now we have a blank space here. We have this shuffled up deck of other heroes and villains, so we will just replace Iron Spider slot, and it's Okoye. And this is what I was talking about, how the teams aren't 1-to-1, because you would think, of course, Okoye is on the Wakandan team, but no, she's on the red team, which is like Avengers, and that seems weird, but anyway. All right, let's move the camera back here. And that's the end of that round. So Avengers token goes back to Avengers compound, and that's that round. 1 sec, I need to wet my whistle. A nice giant Phasma mug. Okay, so we are on the next round. So we're going to have Thanos roll the Thanos dice. Rolling the Thanos dice. Thanos is going to turn to the left again and gain influence over the green stone. So we will put 1 influence on the green stone. Oh, wait, you know what? Hang on. That's fine. This will... Oh, I did it again. I forgot to pick the sector that we're going into. Well, if I forget, then we got to be punished. So we know he's turning left, which is just anti-clockwise. So that means we're going to put Black Panther in that sector just to punish ourselves for my carelessness of not picking the sector ahead of time. So anyway, yes, he gains an influence on the green. And he will turn to the left and do a damage to everybody. Wong, War Machine, and Okoye, and T'Challa. Because we are in that sector as well. Ugh, yuck, ugly. Okay. The good news is they're still all just heroes in this sector, so hopefully we can recruit somebody. So we start with our pool once again of 3 red and 1 blue for Wakanda. And let's see what we get. We got 2 combat, 1 mystic, 1 cosmic, and 1 tech. So, Okoye needs 1 combat, 1 tech, and 1 mystic. We could recruit Okoye right now, which seems to me to be a good idea. Having that 2 combat is real nice, though. We could also put that 2 on War Machine and hope that we get... Now, what am I talking about? It's Okoye. Of course we're recruiting Okoye. So that's it. We're spending these dice. Now, when you recruit a hero, also, thankfully, all other damage goes away. So, Okoye has been recruited to Wakanda, which is, you know, let's face it, that's right? She's the head of the Dora Milaje. I mean, come on. Of course she's on the Wakandan team. And Okoye's special ability, let's just have a look at that, is once per turn you may change any combat to any face. So that's a really flexible ability. That is really nice. So that's the turn over. We will put our token back on our base. Now we won't forget this time to take our Avengers token, because they go next, and place them in a sector. Oh, wait 1 sec. We have to refresh that slot. And it's Bucky. Literally called Bucky Barnes, not Winter Soldier. Who requires 5 combat to recruit. So he has a better chance of being recruited by the Avengers with their starting dice pool. So obviously we've still got 3 heroes and only 3 heroes in this sector. So that's a good place to go. So the Avengers are going to go into that sector. Now, who am I even talking to? Well, I'm also recording this for YouTube, you see. So I am talking to the people who are going to be watching it on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. And hello, Bubblegum Girl 156. I'm talking to you. That's what I'm talking to. All right, so here we go. We're going to roll Thanos dice, and he gains influence over the purple stone, and he's going to turn to the right. So, purple stone, and let's see, right is this way. So, we are going to do another damage to poor Hulk and Loki. Hulk and Loki in the same sector. That seems like a bad mix. And this villain will activate, and this villain, if Thanos is in the sector, add 1 damage to all Guardian and Wakandan heroes. We do not have Guardian and Wakandan heroes, so no biggie. And that's it. So now we get to do our thing. So we being the Avengers, are going to roll our 4 starting pool dice. Do we get any new dice from our new recruit? No. However, if we do damage a villain, we may remove a damage from a hero. And we're not going to do any damages to use Spider-Man. Well, I am using Spider-Man. We can't actually use Spider-Man's ability in this round because his special ability only lets us remove damage from a hero when we add damage to a villain, and there are no villains in the sector that we're in. So we can't actually do that, but we can hopefully recruit somebody. Let's see. We got a lot of combat, which is probably good because we could. So, all right, here we go. We got Bucky here, who requires 5 combat. What were we doing? We were thinking about who we're going to recruit. So I think maybe putting all of that combat on Bucky, and then rolling the 1. So this is the thing. Like, we've got 4 that we can put on Bucky, and then we've got 1 left over. I can re-roll that, hope we get another one, and then, then recruit Bucky. If we don't get another one, we can't spend it, then that's it. The round's over and we haven't done anything. Or we could put it on War Machine And roll 2 and hope we get 2 tech. It's more likely we're going to get more combat. So let's just put it on. Put it on Bucky. So we're going to put... We only have to spend 1. So maybe if we just put 2... Let's weigh the odds in our favor. We'll put 3 on Bucky, and then roll these 2. Hey, there we go. That totally paid off. So we have recruited Bucky into the Avengers. Which is really good news for us because Cap's ability, I don't know if we can read that here. If you have another Avengers hero on your team, you roll an extra red or blue die each turn. So we have now added onto our dice pool, which is really good news. Okay, so Bucky's ability is good too. If we look at this, it's if you have a blue team, so that's Wakandan, hero on your team, you may roll an extra 1 blue die each turn. So we get to add 2 more dice onto our dice pool for the team that we've got. So this is where, the hero team starts getting a little bit more powerful. So now that's over. We go refresh the empty space, and that's Friday, who is a Wakandan hero, apparently. And Avengers go back to the compound, and that's the end of that round. Next round, Wakandans go. They will go... Well, it's so hard to get out of this sector because this is where all the heroes are, and we're trying to recruit, right? So I'd really like to... If we add 1 more damage into this General Outrider, we also defeat them, and our goal is to defeat 7 villains, right? So let's be adventurous and go there. And now the Thanos dice. Okay, now where things get weird. So the first thing is he gains influence over the blue stone. We will put that there. And now this, let's gotta double check. Yes. So if you get this gauntlet, activates the abilities of all villains not in the sector with Thanos as if he were there. So he's not turning, he's staying in this sector. But that means, okay, that's not so bad, because the only other villain that's not in the sector as Thanos is this General Outrider here. Which adds 1 damage to all Avengers and Wakandan heroes in that sector. The only Wakandan hero in that sector is our team. Our team, which means both T'Challa and Okoye get a damage. T'Challa is hurting. T'Challa has 2 health left. We don't like that. However, we're still at our starting pool of 3 red and 1 blue. And what we want is 2 combat and 1 tech to add another damage and defeat that Outrider. That's our objective. Ooh, guess what we got? Pretty good. We did it. We got 2 damage and 1 tech. So we can put that 2 damage and 1 tech on this Outrider, do another damage, and that means at the end of the round, that Outrider is defeated. And I'll show you what happens when an Outrider gets, or when a villain gets defeated. Now, the question is, do we want to keep rolling? Because we've got these 2, and I mean, like, there's nothing, we cannot recruit anybody with just 2 die. Both Thor and Heimdall require 3 different things. So we can't recruit, so we're just going to say that's it. That's the end of our round. We will add this General Outrider to our victory pile, which I say will be there. We will refresh Ooh boy. So that slot's getting filled with Ebony Maw. If Thanos is in this sector, roll the Infinity Stone die one additional time. Ooh, that's nasty. So that's his slot refreshed. When you defeat a villain, you get to draw your bonus token. And I got this blind bag here that we can just poke into. And what do we get? We got, let me show this in the dice cam here, a mystic. So we can use that as a mystic at any point that we want. And we can also give this to the other team if they need it. So that's good to have. And that's the end of the round. So Wakandans go back to their base. And that's it. Nobody is defeated. Nobody is okay. So now, the Avengers. Now, what are we going to do? We still are in recruit mode, I think. I certainly don't want to be in the same sector as Ebony Maw at this point. Although, you know what? We've got a good dice pool. We could actually do some damage. Maybe let's do that. We're going to be the Avengers. We're going to be brave and go to that sector and see if we can get some damage on Ebony Maw. So, there's the sector that the Avengers are in. Now we roll the Thanos dice. Oh boy, he gains influence over 2 Infinity Stones, the red and the yellow. That's okay. We're still okay for Infinity Stone influence. We're not really close to him gaining control over any one stone. So, still early days yet. Okay. So now we get to go. So our dice pools got bigger. Let's see here. So we start out with this, and we can add. Oh, sorry, no. Yes, no. I'm looking at the wrong team. So we're the Avengers. So we start out with this. And then we can add, because we've got another Avengers member on our team, we can add either a red or blue. And because that's from Cap, where are we? What do we need? We need either red or blue. So let's pick blue. Actually, we need blue. And from Bucky, since we have Iron Spider on our team, we can add an extra blue. So there we go. There's our new dice pool for Avengers. That's not bad. So I might need to get my dice cup, because this is a lot of dice to try and roll all at once. Let's see what we got here. Boy, 2 combat, 3 combat, 4 combat, 5 combat, 1 mystic, 1 tech. What do we need for Ebony Maw? 1 of everything that isn't combat to put a damage on him. However, I'm almost tempted to go for trying to recruit either Thor or Heimdall. No, we said we're going to go for Ebony Maw, and we've got these 2 that we can spend, and we need, if we spend these 2, then we only need a Cosmic to put a damage on Ebony Maw. So let's do that. He is a very nasty villain, and we want to eliminate him as soon as possible. And no Cosmic, which is a real bummer. However, not all is lost, because we still can spend one of these dice. It's just not going to do us much good in the long run, but it does mean we still get to keep trying to get, the one Cosmic that we need to do damage on Ebony Maw. So where is this most productively used? Either, actually. Let's say Heimdall. And then we get to re-roll these. We just need 1 Cosmic. That's it. That's our goal. There we go. We got a Cosmic. So, Cosmic and 2 Tech. So we have for sure put a damage on Ebony Maw, which is great. Now we still got these two, and I'm wondering what we need. To finish recruiting Heimdall, we need 2 Mystic and 1 Cosmic. We are not going to get that with this combination of dice. So that's it. This round is over. So we will clean up our dice. No, Ebony Maw is still in play. We've only done a damage on him, and he's got 3 hit points. So we have to do 3 damage on him in order to get him off the board. So we will go back to our base. Nobody else has any damage or is defeated or anything like that. Nope, we are all good. So now we will go to the next round, and that is Wakanda. And maybe we should keep trying to hammer Ebony Maw. That seems like a logical play. Let's give that a shot. We'll go same sector. Try and get another damage on Ebony Maw. And... oh boy. He keeps doing this. So, yellow and red influence. Now he's not turning, which is good for us, because it means that he doesn't like activate again. Yellow and red. Yellow and red. There we go. Ooh, he's almost got the Yellowstone. And so our dice pool is 3 red, 1 blue. And we hope for 1 Tech, 1 Mystic, and 1 Cosmic. Well, that's not highly likely, but it's not impossible. Okay, alright, so actually that's not too bad. We got 2 Cosmic, 1 Tech, and 1 Combat. So we can spend these 2 on Ebony Maw again. So all we need is 1 Mystic. Hopefully we can get a Mystic out of these 2. Yep. Nice. We got a Mystic. So Ebony Maw gets another damage. This may be the best game of this I've played, actually, to be honest. I've never done this much damage to a major villain. And I mean, obviously that's it. We can't really do anything with this single die. So that's our round. Nobody's been defeated. Nobody else takes damage. Wakanda goes back. And now it's the Avengers' turn. Let's just keep hammering Ebony Maw, I say. So Avengers going to go to that sector. We roll the Thanos dice. And, alright, he gains influence over the blue stone, which is good because it's one of the ones he doesn't have much influence over. And he's going to turn left, which is away from us, which is good. Fortunately, that means that everybody in this sector gets a damage. So 1 on Friday, 1 on War Machine, and 1 on Wong. And now we get to do our thing with our giant pool of dice. So we start it with our 4. We can add a blue or red. What do we need? We need blues. We'll add a blue, and we can add another blue for Bucky's ability. So here we go. And all we need is 1 Tech, 1 Mystic, 1 Cosmic, and we can defeat Ebony Maw. And that's pretty good. Cosmic, Tech. Oops, that was a combat. So, okay, that's good. This is more likely to come up with Tech, so we'll spend this one on the Tech. We do not have a Mystic, so we will spend this on the Cosmic, and then we get to reroll all of these and try and get 1 Mystic. There's a very good chance we'll get it. For example, 2 Mystic, 3 Mystic. This game really wants us to defeat Ebony Maw, so let's do it. Ebony Maw has all of his damage on him at the end of the round. He will be defeated. And this is good for us. So we've still got 3 here. Can we do anything with these 3? No. No, because both Heimdall and we're in the same situation as before. Both Heimdall and Thor require 2 combat, 1 mystic and, or sorry, 1 cosmic and 2 mystic, and we can't make that with this. So we'll end the round, but the end of the round was very successful because we have defeated Ebony Maw, who never got to activate. That's real good, and that's 2 villains that we've defeated now. We have to get to 7 to win. So we get our, well, first of all, let's refresh the slot with the Collector. He's probably way more useful than you think. And we get another token, bonus token, which is a Cosmic, so we can use that as a Cosmic, and that is on the Avengers side, so Avengers go back. Next round. So where are the Wakandans going to go? We've got a lot of heroes on the board. We've only got 1 villain on the board. Well, maybe we should try and beat the living snot out of him. That sounds like a reasonable thing to do as heroes. So the Wakandans are going to go to this sector. Sorry. There we go. That's a little bit better. And now we roll the Thanos dice. And Thanos is going to turn right and gain influence over the yellow Infinity Stone. So, forgive my arm in front of the camera. That's obnoxious. So, he's got 1 more influence over the Yellowstone to go, and then he gets it. That's not great. And also, turning right is very bad, because that's where we are. So, he's going to turn here. Every hero, including our team, is going to take another damage. That means Black Panther is going to be down to 1. Uh-oh. I'm seeing something bad. We may have our first defeat here. And this villain gets to activate, and this villain's activation is, if Thanos is in the sector, add 1 damage to all Guardians and Wakandan heroes in this sector, and we are Wakandan in this sector. Which means that Okoye and T'Challa both take a damage, and that means T'Challa, if he is still at full, has 0 health at the end of this round, he will be defeated. That's not great. And we don't have any healing abilities. It really blows. Oh well, that's the way the game works. So, our dice pool is still just what we started with. But we do have our spare Mystic token, and we also have the other team can give us a Cosmic. Oops, sorry for bumping the camera there. If we need it. So we're trying to damage the General Outrider, who only needs a Tech and a Cosmic, so hopefully we can do that. Not this time, buddy. 3 combat and 1 mystic. Wow, what can we do with that? Not a lot. Boy, that really blows. I mean, we could put one of those combats on Hulk. We're not going to be able to recruit Hulk, though. There's no way. He needs 7 combat. But we don't get to roll the other dice unless we do spend one. So we have to spend a die. So let's take one of the red combats and put that on Hulk, despite the fact that it's not going to do us any good. But we still are trying to get that 1 Cosmic and 1 Tech. All right, good. We got lucky. So there we go. 1 Cosmic, 1 Tech. We spend on the Outrider, so we get to add a damage onto the Outrider. And that's it for this round. There's nothing else we can do. So we reset. Wakandans go back to the base. Nobody. Oh yeah, somebody is defeated. T'Challa. Unfortunately, Thanos has his first victory. And it's T'Challa. So we will put Thanos' victory pile up here near the Infinity Gauntlet. Okay, well, that's the way it goes. So now Okoye is in charge of all of Wakanda. I don't know, I think she'll do fine. Okay, so now the Avengers go. Let me just put Okoye over here so we can space things out a little bit better. So, but we're going to keep hammering on that General Outrider, I think. So the Avengers are going to go into that sector. And we roll for Thanos. Oh boy. Actually, no, that's good. So he's going to gain influence over the Redstone, which is bad. But he is also going to just activate his Infinity Gauntlet thing, which is every villain in the sector that isn't the one he's in will activate. Well, the good news is there are no villains. The only villain on the board is in the sector he's in, and he's not turning. So that's good news for us. So that means nothing happens. We get to do our many diced thing. So starting pool, we get to add 2 blue because of our team. And all we're looking for is 1 tech and 1 cosmic. So I think we're going to be able to do it this round. Well, we've certainly got our tech. We'll do that. We'll spend our tech there, and then we will re-roll. Can we do more than this? Because we need 3 Mystic and 2 Cosmic for Loki. We certainly can't do it with Hulk. Well, actually, we could. In theory, we could do it with Hulk. Hulk needs 7 combat. We've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we roll all of these and they all turn out as combat, we could recruit Hulk. Odds are that ain't gonna happen. So I think let's just play it safe and try and defeat the General Outrider. And we need a Cosmic. We did not get a Cosmic, but we do have to spend something to keep rolling. So I'll spend 1 of these combats on Hulk. Hulk keeps getting like... It's like when you're choosing up teams for baseball in like grade school, and it's like you're just picking who's going to go. Everyone keeps going, Hulk. No. You stay there. Okay, well, we need Cosmic. We're not getting the Cosmic. So we can spend another on Hulk. We may end up inadvertently recruiting Hulk. Hello, Jamie. How you doing? Yes, well, one of the reasons I wanted to play this today is because I'm thinking maybe Jamie's the Operation Pub crew are coming over on Friday. We may end up playing this. So I'm making a video now so you guys can like preview the game and sort of get a feel for it. The less time spent teaching, the more time spent playing is better, right? So, all right, we're trying to get 1 Cosmic. Oh, we're not getting the Cosmic. We do keep getting the combat, so we're just going to keep putting that on Hulk. We may end up accidentally recruiting Hulk. Hulk, get revenge. So you each play a team, and you just go back and forth. So right now I'm playing on the Avengers team. Okay, there we go. We wanted Cosmic and we got Cosmic. So we can spend that Cosmic to put another damage on the General Outrider here. So that means at the end of the round he is defeated. And this is the end of the round because we can't spend any more dice. So, good news for us. We get to reset. This General Outrider goes in our victory pile. We refresh his slot with the Statesman. And Avengers go back to the compound. And anything else I'm forgetting? Nope, I think that's it. So now the Wakandans get to go. right? So this is how the multiplayer works, Jamie. It's like that would be somebody's turn, and now it's the next person's turn who are playing the other team. So right now, the Wakandans get to go. Now, what sector do we want to go in? This is a very rare thing in that there are no villains anywhere on the board except for the big guy. So we are kind of spoiled for choice. With my dice pool, 3 red and 1 blue, what do I stand the best chance of getting? Heavily on combat and then a little bit of tech. Probably if we're going to recruit anybody, it's going to be War Machine. War Machine needs 3 combat and 2 tech to be recruited. So let's try that. The Wakandans are going to go into this sector. See if we can get that on camera. And we roll the Thanos dice. Oh, what's Thanos going to do? Thanos is going to gain influence over the red Infinity Stone. There we go. One more and he gets the stone. And he's going to turn right, of course, into our sector. So Thanos is going to turn this way. It means he does damage to every hero in the sector, and that includes us because we're in the sector. Which is really bad because Okoye only has 1 hit point left. So this could actually be the end of the game because Okoye is the only member of the Wakandan team. So if she still has that damage on her, or if we don't recruit somebody during our round, that's the thing. We need to recruit somebody 100%, or the Wakandan team is defeated, and that means the end of the game. So, okay, thanks Thanos, you big jerk. So we got our starting dice pool, which is 3 red and 1 blue. And we're looking for 3 combat and 2 tech to recruit War Machine. We also only need 2 Mystic to recruit Wong, or 2 tech to recruit Friday. So we actually stand a good chance of being able to recruit somebody. Oh boy. We're aiming for War Machine because he's the most powerful. But okay, what do we got? So we don't have 2 of anything, which is bad news. 2 Cosmic, 1 Mystic, 1 Tech. Which is not good. This is where we got some decisions to make because, you see, we could take that Mystic and put it on Wong, and then there's a good chance we'll be able to recruit Wong if we keep rolling. However, we could also take that tech and put it on Friday, and also has a very good chance of recruiting Friday. I think Wong is probably the better choice. Gosh, this is a tough call. This is a tough call. We didn't get any. Okay, we got a tech that we could put on War Machine where there's only 1 tech. Do something, do something. I want to try and recruit War Machine. I'm going to go for broke. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to play against the odds. So I'm going to put 1 tech on War Machine. We still need another tech. We need another tech. We need 3 combat. This is not going to happen. All right, let's see. Let's just see what it goes. Okay. Yes, I absolutely have to recruit somebody during this turn or the game is over. This is actually really good. We are almost there. Look, we got 2 combat, 1 tech, 1 cosmic. We need 1 more tech and 3 combat. So if we spend these, we get to reroll that. This has to come up a combat or we lose. But this is it. We're going for broke. All right. This has to be a combat. If this isn't combat, now the good news is it's a red dice, so it's probably going to come up combat. Oh boy. You ready? This is it. Ha! Combat. We got War Machine. We have recruited War Machine to Wakanda. So, on Unfortunately, that means we are now at the end of the round. Okoye didn't get healed, so Okoye has been defeated. So Okoye goes into Thanos' victory pile, and War Machine is now in charge of Wakanda. I keep forgetting I got those bonus tokens too. I can use those. We will refresh. Ah, nice. The empty slot with Hulkbuster. We're not getting any villains. This is weird. I promise I shuffled the deck before I started. And that's the end of the round. So Wakandans go back. We are still alive. We're still going. It's a little surprising. But let's see what happens now. So that's it. Nobody else is defeated. Everybody else is still alive. Yes, we're good. It's amazing. The Avengers team has no damage on them. Okay. Roll the Thanos dice. Thanos is within 1 influence of getting 2 of the Infinity Stones. Whew, we got lucky. So, oh, wait. Ah, I did it again. I keep forgetting. We have to choose the sector before we do this. So, it's the Avengers' turn. What do we want to do? Who do we want to try and recruit? Because that's all we're going to be able to do. We have no villains to do damage to. Which isn't great, because the name of the game is to defeat 7 of these villains. And then we win. And that's the only way we win. And we've defeated 3, so... But we need villains on the board to defeat. Wong is real close to dying. Maybe we should try and recruit Wong just to prevent him from dying. That sounds reasonable. Wong is closer to dying than Loki is. And we stand a better chance of recruiting Wong than we do Loki. So let's do that. We'll go to that sector. Now we will roll the Thanos dice. Oh, golly. Okay, so he gains... This is real bad, actually. This is very bad. So the first thing that's going to happen is he gains influence over the Yellowstone, which means he has acquired... Forgive my arm. He has acquired the Yellow Infinity Stone, which I think is that one. We'll put it there. And that means we flip this over and trigger all of the abilities of all villains not in the sector with Thanos every round from the next round on. That ain't good. Although it's fine now because there are no other villains. But, so that's the first thing that happens. That's this. Now then there's this. What is that, you ask? Well, that is a reroll. Roll the Infinity Stone die again and resolve the result in addition to the result of the original roll. So he may... Okay, so he's turning right, which is clockwise. Okay, so that's away from us. That's good. It's not good in that it means he damages Hulk, Loki, and Loki is within 1 point of dying, and the Statesman. But since there is no other villains on the board, we're okay for now. So that means we get to go. We need to try and recruit Wong is our goal. So our dice pool, as it stands, is our starting dice pool of 4, and then an extra blue from Cap's ability, and an extra blue from Bucky's ability. And we can't forget that if we damage a villain, which we're not going to do, we do get to remove a damage from a hero from Iron Spider's ability. So good to know for the future, but not for this round because there's no villains to damage. But anyway, so we get to roll these dice, and we're going to try and recruit Wong to save him from death. So that means we only need 2 Mystic. We got 1 Mystic. That's okay. That's okay. We'll spend that Mystic on our friend Wong. Now, can we... Ooh, gosh. Hey, look at that. We also got 2 Tech, and Friday only needs 2 Tech, so we can recruit Friday as well. That's real good. We can recruit 2 heroes onto the Avengers. The Avengers are full Avengers are going to have 4 heroes at the end of this turn, and Wakanda still just has War Machine. Doesn't seem right. We need another Mystic, though, to recruit Wong. Ooh, and we're not getting it. We got 2 combat and 2 tech. I mean, we could span it. We'll just, for the sake of being able to reroll, we'll put one of those combat on Hulkbuster here, but we need that Mystic, otherwise Wong is in jeopardy. There we go. We got the Mystic. We got that Mystic right there. So I think that's it for this round. I mean, we're not going to roll. Yeah, it's not possible for us to roll enough to recruit Hulkbuster, so that is the end of our round. But this is good. We have recruited both Friday and Wong into the Avengers, and they bring with them their special ability. So let me just check what that is. So Friday's special ability is once per turn you may change any tech to any face. That is handy. And Wong's ability is once per turn you may reroll any dice before assigning dice. Also super handy. So those are kind of utilitarian things. So the first thing we're going to do is refresh the 2 empty slots. We actually want to get some villains now. And we're not getting them. We got the Guardian's ship, which, like, okay, sure. It's a bit odd. Also, it's called the Milano. And, oh, jeez. Hawkeye. We're not getting any villains. Thanos is getting a lot of targets, though. All right, so Avengers go back to the compound. And that is the end of the round. Nobody is defeated. Loki is real close to being defeated, but we're still okay. So next round, things are going to start to get real interesting because Thanos has one of the Infinity Stones and is probably about to gain influence over more. So, oi. We'll see what happens. Let me check the health of the stream. Looks okay. Okay. So that was the Avengers. Now War Machine alone has to go and figure out what to do. So we have a pool of 3 red and 1 blue, which is combat and tech. We could... we want to try and save Loki, but we don't have a real good chance of rolling what Loki needs. I fear we may have to let Loki sacrifice himself, because we stand a much better chance of recruiting somebody in this sector here. So let's be smart. We're fighting for survival right now, so we'll do that. And then we roll the Thanos dice. Here we go. And remember, he's got one of the Infinity Stones, so that's going to happen during this round too. Okay, he gains influence over the green, which is good. Yeah, Loki is a jerk, you're right. And he's going to turn right, so we will add 1 more influence onto the green stone, which is fine. And he's going to turn right, which is this way, which is good-ish, because it's not our sector. So he's going to do a damage to all the heroes in that sector. So that's Thor, Heimdall, and the Collector. And his Infinity Stone ability will trigger, which is trigger the abilities for all the villains not in the sector with Thanos. Well, there are no villains not in the sector with Thanos, so I guess that's fine for now. Good. All right, so now we get to try and do something for Wakanda. So there's our dice pool. That's what we get to roll. So we're going to try and get either Hawkeye, Hulkbuster, or the Guardian ship, which is like, chances are we got a good chance of getting Hawkeye, but Hawkeye only needs 3 combat to recruit, so yeah. So let's take this to combat, Put that on Hawkeye. So now all we need to do is roll 1 combat, and we get to recruit Hawkeye. And there it is. So, take one of these combat, put on Hawkeye, and Hawkeye has been recruited to Wakanda, which is good. We want to build up just the body count in Wakanda. There is nothing else we can do. No, so Hulkbuster needs 3 combat and 3 tech, and the Guardianship needs 2 cosmic and 1 tech. We cannot roll that with this combination of dice, so that's it for our turn. Hawkeye is recruited, which is good. We refresh Hawkeye's slot with finally a villain. Cull Obsidian. He's a big nasty villain too. And Wakanda goes back. And that's it for damage. Yes, everybody else is alive. Good. So, now the Avengers have to try and... Avengers are going to try and save Loki. Let's face it. We just... Even though Loki's a jerk, we still need to try and save him, so this just prevents one more victory for Thanos, right? So, we're going to go to this sector, right here. Move the camera so we can see what the heck we're doing. And... also, I need a shot of my lap. Yeah, so Avengers are going to this sector, and now we roll the Thanos dice. Yeah, I'm using the planet suite again because it's epic, right? So and it's also not, it's public domain, so you're not going to get a copyright complaint. Okay, so Thanos gains 1 influence over the orange Infinity Stone, which he does not have any influence over up until now, which is still good news for us. And he's going to turn right, which is this way. And so that means 1 damage on the Guardian ship and 1 damage on the Hulkbuster. And this villain, Cull Obsidian here, is going to activate. If Thanos is in this sector, all players must add 1 damage to 2 heroes on their team. Okay, well, thankfully, the good news is none of our heroes on either team have any damage. So I guess that's fine. We just gotta pick. It's 1 damage to 2 heroes. So, I mean, for Wakanda, it's obvious because we only have 2 heroes, so we'll do that. And for Avengers, we'll do Cap and Bucky because they have the most hit points. Okay, so there's... oh, wait, no, Thanos still has to trigger his ability, which is, or his Infinity Stone ability, which is any villains not in the sector with Thanos. Thankfully, there are none. There is a villain on the table, but he is in the sector with Thanos, so... whew, that could have been bad, but it's not. So our goal now is to take our giant pool of dice that we have built up. We still don't get to add any from our new additions, but they give us some flexibility about being able to flip dice around and make them into different things. So here is our current Avengers dice pool. And we're going to try and save Loki. So we need 3 Mystic, 2 Cosmic. I also might need my dice cup because that's a lot. Okay, well, we got the 2 Cosmic. Yes, and we also have these bonus tokens here, and we can use those. Which we might do. Well, we don't really need to use the Cosmic that we've got. We do have a Mystic from the Wakandans that they can aid us with. So, we've got the 2 Cosmic, so let's just take those from, let's say, these 2, because we don't need combat, so all we need is 3 Mystic, and we do have 1 Mystic. Wong's reroll ability is you may reroll any dice before assigning. Oh, before assigning. I just assigned. God damn it. Thank you, Jamie. You tried to stop me. But unfortunately, I jumped ahead as usual. Well, we just have to. I said the question now is: do we spend this for sure, Mystic, and then re-roll these and hope we get 2 more Mystic? I mean, I think we do, right? Because we don't have any green dice, which are the Mystic dice. So the odds of us getting Mystic is not great. And then when we get one, we should use it. So I think we do that. And we need 2 more Mystic. But I am remembering Wong's reroll ability. Yes, we can reroll. We can keep rolling until we can't spend any more dice. That's how it works. And yes, we can use Wong's ability for this. So no Mystic. No, I think it's every roll. Before you assign dice, you get to re-roll them. Any dice. Well, that's good because we didn't get any Mystic. So we haven't assigned any. Oh, but in order to... I wonder how this works actually, rule-wise, because the rule is in order to roll again, you have to spend a die, at least 1 die. So I wonder if Wong's ability means that we can re-roll, but we have to... Like, it's weird. I'm not sure how it works. Once per turn. So we can do that once during this entire turn. That's it. So we can do it now, which we are going to do because we didn't get any Mystic. But now we can't use it again this turn. Still no Mystic. Ah, bad. Very bad. Oh, we did get a Cosmic though, which we don't need anymore. We have to, if we're gonna try. I mean, we just gotta play the odds. So we got a tech. We got 2 tech and a Cosmic. We gotta spend 1. I mean, the only one we can spend is this tech on the Statesman here. And we just gotta hope. We've gotta hope that we get 2 Mystic. 2 Mystic? Yeah, 2 Mystic. Oh boy. This ain't gonna happen. Nope. Did not happen. 2 tech. Which we could put that... No, we can't, actually. We can't even spend those on anything. So that's it. Our round is over. We tried. We did not succeed. Unfortunately. The good news is nobody's dead yet. So that's something. But, you know. So, the Avengers go back to base. And Wakanda goes. So, what's Wakanda going to do? Let me just check Hawkeye's ability here. Once per turn, you may re-roll any dice before assigning dice. So, Hawkeye has the same ability as Wong. That seems wrong. I'm not a fan of Hawkeye, FYI. Hawkeye fans out there. At least, you know what? I'm not a fan of Jeremy Renner. I think that's the problem. So where's Wakanda gonna go? Are we still gonna try and rescue Loki? I mean, we get... Now, our dice still won't... We have even less chance of rolling the right dice for Loki. With Wakanda. Who do we stand the best chance of being able to deal with Wakanda? Probably the Statesman? You could recruit the Statesman. Or we could try and damage Cull Obsidian. I think let's go for the damage because, you know, we're trying to get to our victory condition, and that's by defeating villains. So we're going to try and... You think we should go for the Asgardians? We'll see to recruit any of these guys. Both Heimdall and Thor have the same recruit requirements. 2 combat, 1 cosmic, and 2 mystic, and that's very unlikely considering that the Wakandan dice are 3 combat and 1 tech. It's very unlikely we will be able to roll the combination that we need to recruit either Thor or Heimdall. So we're probably actually more likely to be able to recruit. Well, it's not impossible, but I want to more try and do some damage to the bad guys. So let's go to this sector. I'm making the call. We're going to that sector. And then Thanos gets to do his Thanos-y thing. Yes, very much. So he gains 1 influence on the blue stone. And I keep forgetting what the gauntlet power is. Activates the abilities of all villains not in the sector with Thanos as if you were there. Thanos remains in the current sector and will attack heroes and trigger villain abilities there. So, the good news is there's no other villains around for him to trigger. However, he is also going to trigger everything that's in the sector he's in, which is our sector. So, all of our heroes get damage, including everyone on our team. Because our team is there, so that's War Machine and Hawkeye. And this villain will trigger, and this villain's ability is, if Thanos is in this sector, all players must add 1 damage to 2 heroes on their team. All players. So that's everybody on Wakanda. So both War Machine and Hawkeye are down to 1. And we will do the same deal with, the Avengers. Actually, we'll add it onto, we'll add it onto Friday. Friday is somebody that is more expendable. Okay, so now Wakanda actually gets to roll their dice. What are we trying to do? We're trying to do some damage on the Call Obsidian. We need 2 combat and 2 mystic. And, well, we got 2 combat, but they're not great. So we could spend those 2 combat to put on Call Obsidian and then re-roll these 2 and hope that they both come up Mystic. We do have the Mystic token as well. Or we could put that 2 tech on Hulkbuster, and then what we need is 1 tech and 3 combat to recruit Hulkbuster. We don't have a real good chance of doing anything this round. So I'm wondering, I know Hulkbuster is kind of out of camera range here. Is this better? Do that. Oops, don't mess up the table, Kevin. So this is a tough call. I think I'm gonna try and go for Hulkbuster. I'm gonna play it fast and loose. And we're gonna put that 2 tech on Hulkbuster. And that's it. And then we're gonna re-roll. Okay, so this isn't bad. We got 2 more combat to put on Hulkbuster, so we just need 1 tech and 1 combat. Ooh, we've got the combat too. So, okay, we've got Hawkeye's ability as well, right? Oh, I just realized I've missed something. War Machine here has an ability. If we can put this over here. If you have a Avengers hero on your team, you roll an extra red die each turn, so we get to add another die into our die pool. Let's do that. Let's add another die. And it's a cosmic, which we don't need. But that means we can spend this combat, and we now only need one tech to recruit Hulkbuster. So let's re-roll these. Yeah, I know. There's so much to keep track of after a while, especially if you're playing 2 players as one person. So that's okay. We also have Hawkeye's ability that we can re-roll these before we assign them. So we've got a good chance of getting one more tech. And there it is. We got the tech, so we have recruited Hulkbuster. That was a good play. It was risky, but worth it. So Hulkbuster has now been recruited to the Wakandan team. Which is good because Hulkbuster adds a red or blue die. So we're starting to increase the dice pool for Wakanda. So we will replace his slot with another villain, General Outrider. Which is actually good because we want villains to conquer. This is going longer than I expected. Every other game I've played of this has ended before now because Thanos just wiped the floor with everybody. It should be a thing someone wears, but it's not. Maybe it's remote. Yeah, I mean, Toadie's got lots of remote suits, right? So that's it. So Wakanda goes back. Nobody is dead yet. Nope, nobody is dead. Close, but not. And the next round starts, which is the Avengers. And the Avengers are going to... Avengers have a pretty good dice pool, so I think it's not a bad idea to start laying some damage onto villains. So we will go where the villains are, which is here. Same zone we were just in. Which, of course, Thanos is in the way of, thanks, big purple jerk. Yeah, I guess that's a little better. So now Thanos gets to do his Thanos-y thing. Oh, here we go again. So he gains influence over the green. And all villains not in his zone activate. There aren't any. And all things in his zone activate. And there are a couple. So, oh boy, this is going to be real bad. So he does a damage to the Guardian ship. He does a damage to War Machine, which means if War Machine's still at that level of damage at the end of the round, War Machine is defeated. And a damage to Hawkeye. Same deal. Hawkeye will be defeated at the end of the round if he isn't... Oh, wait, sorry. I'm doing the wrong team. This is Avengers. This is not Wakanda. I'm rushing Wakanda to their death, and I shouldn't. This is 1 damage to every Avengers, which is not nearly as bad as Wakanda. Okay. We're fine. We're good. We're fine. I didn't sleep well last night. And now both of these villains are going to activate. So let's see what the General Outrider does first. Get Thanos in the sector. Yeah. Add 1 damage to all Avengers and Guardians in this sector. That includes us because we are in this sector. So Guardian ship gets another damage. So that means it's defeated at the end of this round. And every one of our Avengers gets another damage. Ooh, this is where things start to turn around fast. Let's just line these up so I make sure I'm counting correctly. Here we are. I'm actually running out of damage tokens. I've never done that before. Okay. Oh, that was the first villain. Now this guy goes. If Thanos in the sector, all players must add 1 damage to 2 heroes on their team. Well, that means Wakanda as well. So I'm going to add 1 to Hulkbuster because Hulkbuster is undamaged. And I have to choose. I have to choose who to sacrifice. I either sacrifice War Machine or Hawkeye. There is no question, Hawkeye. Sorry, Hawkeye fans, but... And now the Avengers have to pick 2 heroes to add 1 damage to, so that's going to... Oh, gosh. There's no good choice. I say Wong. And... Oh, this is real tough. I don't want to do it to Cap. Well, if I do it to Cap, he's still alive. Or if I do it to Iron Spider, he's still alive. Or Bucky. Let's face it, Cap is the kind that would throw himself on the grenade. So, alright. Wow, that was rough. So yeah, one of Thanos' victory conditions is if he gains influence over all the Infinity Stones, he wins. If he defeats 10 heroes, he wins. Or if he defeats all of the members of one of the players' teams, he wins. So yeah, the Iron Spider has an ability for each damage we do to a villain, you may remove 1 damage from a hero. So what we have to focus on is damaging, because we're playing Avengers, so we have to focus on damaging one of these 2 villains, and then we get to pick somebody to heal. so yes, we have a heal, thankfully. Iron Spider, for some reason, has a heal. On the Wakandan side, Okoye had a heal as well, but she's been defeated, so... Okay, well, we'll do our thing. Thanos sure as heck did his thing. So, we've got our starting pool, plus our 2 extra blue. And is that it for Avengers Dice Pool? Yes, it is. We've also got Wong's ability to re-roll once per turn. I can't forget that this time. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to damage one of these 2 villains. So we need... Let's see if I can put this camera in a more helpful position. That's more helpful. Kind of, except for the glare. Jeez, that's terrible. This guy here. So we're trying to do damage to either of these 2 guys. So we either need 2 combat, 1 cosmic, or 2 combat and 2 mystic. Got a good chance of being able to do that. Okay, so 3 tech, 2 mystic, 3 mystic, and 2 combat. So, we could put 2 combat on either of them. Now you can only do 1 damage per round, and so the General Outrider needs 2 damage to be defeated, and Culp City needs 3 damage to be defeated. So we won't actually be able to defeat anybody this round, so we might want to think about spreading the damage around. But at any rate, we can put this 2 damage, I say on General Outrider, because we just want to start getting damage happening so we can take damage off using Iron Spider's ability. So we've spent that. That's good. We don't really have anything that's useful, do we? I mean, we could put one of those techs on the Guardian's ship, and then if we get to Cosmic, we already have a token for Cosmic as well. I can't forget that. You know what? I'm going to try that. I'm going to do that because we may be able to recruit the Guardian ship as well, and that will be good because it's almost defeated. So if we recruit the ship, then that means we save it. So let's do that. We'll put the 1 tech. We've got a fair number of dice here. We can be a little bit loose with how we deal with it. So Here we go. We're looking for one cosmic, or hopefully 3 cosmic would be great. And instead we get no cosmic, of course. But what we're going to do is we're going to use our bonus token to put on the General Outrider. So that's his Friday's ability. Oh yes, once per turn you can change, thank you, change a tech to any face. Yes, that is good. So let's do that. Thank you, Jamie. See, because of the delay that's introduced the restream, you're seeing this a little bit like I'm getting your text afterwards. So if we we're doing this on just Mixer, I'd be a little bit more responsive. But thankfully, I read that in time this time. So let's see. Instead of spending our token, maybe we take this tech result, turn it into a cosmic. We can only turn it into 1 cosmic, unfortunately. But if we do that, then we can spend that. Or we could put that here and spend our token and recruit the guardianship, which will save it from being defeated. That seems smart. And we spent the die, so we get to re-roll. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we have recruited the guardianship. We've actually saved it from being defeated this round. And come on, cosmic. No cosmic. 3 tech. But Wong is still among us, and we get to re-roll once per round, or once per turn. So we are sure as heck doing that. And we get 1 cosmic that we need to put a damage on the General Outrider, which is really good news because now we can use Iron Spider's ability to take a damage off of anybody on our team. So Cap, we will heal Cap for sure. We don't need to heal the guardianship because it's been recruited, so it's going to heal up to full. Now, can we do anything else with our remaining dice? There's no way. All we have left is this guy, and he needs 2 combat and 2 mystic to put a damage on him. We cannot make that with this combination. So, nope. We are done. We've spent our token. So let me put that back in the bag. But we have recruited the guardianship, sorry for my arm there, into the event. The Avengers has a huge roster. I'm actually running out of table space for the Guardians. So we will replace, oh boy, another General Outrider for that slot. So the Guardians go back to their home base. Let me move the camera into a more convenient position for me. And that's it for our round. So now Wakanda. Before we move on, though, one nice thing is on the guardianship ability, you may, once per turn, you may remove 1 damage from a hero. So this is a heal. That's good. We really, really need that. All right. Well, now Wakanda goes. So Wakanda has to decide where we are headed. I think the best choice is to head to the sector with all of the villains in it and try, and we stand a good chance of being able to defeat that General Outrider. So it's maybe foolhardy. You may regret this, but we're gonna try it. Yeah, that's a good card to have, funnily enough. Okay, so Thanos gets another influence over the orange stone, and he turns left, which is this way, and this is actually really bad news because first he damages all heroes in that sector. So that's the Collector, Heimdall, and Thor. And the yellow Infinity Stone activates, which is trigger the abilities of all villains not in the sector with Thanos. Yes, and the problem is that's where we are here in that sector. So I don't know. Let's just go one by one and see what happens. Someone's dying this round for sure. First villain, if Thanos in this sector, add 1 damage to all Mystic and Wakandan heroes. Wow, that's us. We're Wakandan, so that's War Machine down for the count. Oh, you know what? I forgot to defeat Hawkeye from last round. Hawkeye's been defeated as well, so he gets onto Thanos' victory pile. So we're down to War Machine and Hulkbuster on the Wakandan team, both of which just got a damage. And if we can't heal War Machine at the end of this round, he's down as well. Well. What do you know? So that's the first villain has activated. Our second villain is this one. And he is, if Thanos is in the sector, add 1 damage to all Avengers and Guardians heroes in the sector. There are none, so he doesn't do anything. And then this guy, if Thanos is in the sector, all players must add 1 damage to 2 heroes on their team. All players, 2 heroes. So in our case, we can't damage War Machine anymore. So Hulkbuster gets another damage, and we have to pick 2 heroes on the Avengers to take damage. That's going to be Cap. Let me just line this up so I make sure I know what's up. Cap is down to 1 health. Oh, gosh. It's going to have to be Bucky or Iron Spider. I think... Oh, no, actually, Guardianship. Because Guardianship does not have any damage on it. Oh, boy. That was rough. Okay. Yeah, Hawkeye did die. Hawkeye's no longer among us. So now we get to try and do some damage. What do we got? What do we got here? We don't have our extra red dice anymore. Oh, we do. Hulkbuster has a die. So, thankfully, we have our starting pool plus our extra red from Hulkbuster. Yeah, that's it. So, what we're looking for are 2 combat, 1 cosmic. So that's not bad. And we got it right off the bat. 2 cosmic, 1 combat. We just got to go for the seriousness here because we can't muck around with anything. So we're gonna have to spend these 3. Sorry, there we go. These 3 are gonna get spent to do another damage on the General Outrider, which means at the end of the round he's defeated, which is good for us. And there's, oh, you know what? We can actually do something with these. The other General Outrider only needs 1 Mystic and 1 Tech. We've got a Tech. So if we spend this for there, we can reroll this, and if this just happens to come up as Mystic, we can actually defeat 2 heroes this round, or 2 villains this round. It's unlikely, but that's the only real play, so. Cosmic. Can we reroll anything? No. However, the music is really appropriate right now. We do have a bonus token, which is a Mystic, which means we can spend that here and defeat 2 villains. We are so doing that. This was a really dramatic round because, of course, War Machine is about to be defeated, but he gets defeated by defeating 2 villains. So, that's a noble end, if nothing else. So there we go. We got Oh, sorry. No, he's not totally defeated. He's got a damage on this Outrider. This Outrider got defeated. The other Outrider got a single damage on him. That's still pretty good. So it means we do get another pull out of the bonus token. So there, that means we can spend that as a blue die, which is really good. And so that's for Wakanda. We will replace that villain with Tony. Which is good because, man, we need bodies. So unfortunately, War Machine has to say goodbye, but Wakanda has not been defeated. So Thanos has defeated 1, 2, 3, 4. We have defeated 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're even. Now we only have to defeat 7 to win. He has to defeat 10 as one of his victory conditions, but things are getting tight. Things are getting very tight. Okay, so that's Wakanda's turn. Anybody else defeated? Everybody else is alive? Yes. Okay. So Wakanda goes back, and now the Avengers go. I think the obvious choice is we extend a good chance of being able to defeat this General Outrider, and we wouldn't mind recruiting Iron Man. So we're going to that sector. And now Thanos gets to do his thing. So he gains influence over the blue stone, and he turns right. So blue stone. We're real lucky because he's within 1 of getting influence over the red stone. As you can see, so we're actually doing okay. I don't know. Maybe we should stick to this view. Yeah, Cap is probably going to die this round. Is this view, Jamie? Let me know. I know this is going to be a delay here, but does this view seem better to you? Unfortunately the overhead cam isn't great resolution, so you can't read any of the details on the cards. But does this seem like it's better for this game? This game is really tricky to frame up with my camera setup, so I'm not sure. But let me know what your thoughts are on that, because I might see about getting a better camera for the overhead one. Because as it stands, it's sort of low resolution that you really can't see any detail. It's not terribly useful. Anyway, let's just keep going for now. We'll stick with this for now. Yeah, okay, well, we'll do that because we've still got, down the corner here, and that's enough. You can kind of see the detail. This is not a great game for framing up in any capacity. It's actually not a great game for table space. I mean, for as simple as it is, it takes up a lot of table space. Most of my table is now taken up with this. Okay, anyway, so Thanos. Did we turn Thanos? We have not turned Thanos yet. We have not. So he's going to turn. We did the influence on the blue die. Yeah, I'll do that. So he's going to turn right. Which, oh, good, of course. Of course he's going to turn right. So Tony gets the damage. And as an Avengers team, yep, Cap is going to be defeated this round. And Friday. And Wong. Oh, man. Thankfully, Iron Spider's got that heal, so we might be able to save somebody. Yikes. Oh, and also the Infinity Stone ability won't trigger because there are no villains in other sectors. However, these villains still have to go. So if Thanos is in this sector, add 1 damage to all Wakandan and Mystic heroes. Nope. Not applicable. Oh, yes. Actually, Tony is on the Wakandan team. So I know it doesn't make sense. So he gets another damage. And then Call Obsidian. If Thanos is in this sector, all players add 1 damage to 2 heroes on their team. Oh, no. I'm literally out of damage tokens. That's how much damage is happening. I'm going to have to start using the Infinity Stone influences to take the place. Oh boy. Well, oh boy. So we have to choose the guardianship as one, because it's not going to die, but we have to place another damage on one hero of the Avengers team. It's got to be Bucky, because we got to keep the Iron Spider, because the Iron Spider is the only one that has a heal. So, man, this is going to be a slaughter. All right. Boy, oh boy, we really got to get our stuff together. Well, you know, it's the only way we're going to win, so we're not going to win. This is it. This is the stream where I finally lose. So there's our starting pool. We also get another blue or red. What do we need? We need blue from Cap's ability. We get another blue from Bucky's ability. We've got the Guardian's heal. So we've got the Guardian's heal and we've got the Iron Spider's heal. So that's good. We might be able to save a couple of people. So the first thing we're going to do is use the Guardian's ability to save Cap, I think. Yeah, let's save Cap. So we're going to heal Cap 1, and that's the Guardianship ability has been used. So now we've got to roll these and try and mess up some villains. And I think we're going to do it. We need 1 Mystic and 1 Tech. Oh, we got no Tech. How do we get no Tech? Okay, well, anyway, we did get a Mystic, so we will spend that Mystic to do damage, or to get close to doing a damage on that General Outrider, and roll the rest. Again, the music is appropriate. However, so we didn't get any... Oh, we did get a Tech. Never mind. We can put that Tech on this General Outrider, put a damage on him, so he will be defeated this round, which is excellent news. Also, we need 2 Combat and 2 Mystic to start putting damage on Call Obsidian here. We do have this 2... Sorry, it's done in the dice cam. I didn't realize. Yes, we're going to damage the other guy as well, hopefully. So we put another 2... so we have put a damage on him, which means Iron Spider can do his heal and save. Oh, gosh. If we lose Wong, we lose our reroll. If we lose Bucky, we lose a die. So right now we've only got 1 heal. I think the reroll probably is more useful to us at this point, so we're going to save Wong to start, and then hopefully get the 2 Mystic that we need to do another damage onto Call Obsidian. Hope. Need 2 Mystic. Nothing. No Mystic. We got 3 Combat and 1 Cosmic. We can put those 2 Combat on Iron Man, just so we can keep rolling. I mean, the chances are this isn't going to happen, but there's always a chance. If these both turn up Mystic, we got it. If they both turn up Tech, we can recruit Iron Man. So nothing. Oh, bad. Very bad. We can't spend those on anything, so unfortunately that's the end of the round. So we have defeated this General Outrider. That's good news. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are within 2 of being able to declare victory. Unfortunately, that means both Bucky and Friday are down. Oh. Sorry, Buck. We tried. So let me just double check how many victories Thanos has here. Oh. Jamie just reminded me of Wong's reroll. Those were 2 dice, right? It was a blue and a red. It was a blue and a red. I will check the archive. Nope. Still, we can't do anything with it. Well, we can. We can put tech on Iron Man, and then if this happens to roll a tech, then we can recruit Iron Man. Nope. Good call, Jamie. Worth a try, but the result is still the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Thanos has 6. He needs 10, so we're still okay-ish. So we will replace that slot with Star-Lord. Here we go. Star-Lord. Who is available. Avengers go back. Collect all of our dice. And new round begins. Wakanda. Poor Hulkbuster. Poor remote-controlled Hulkbuster. Where's he gonna go? Well, Heimdall needs saving. Thor, just line these up. Thor is still within 2 of needing saving. Loki is also down to 1. Let's try and see if we can save somebody. We'll go to that sector. Yeah, this is probably the end right here. See what happens. We gotta follow through with the rolls. So that's the purple stone influence. And he's going to rotate away. So yes, Jamie, you are right. This is definitely the end for Wakanda. Well, maybe we could heal. Oh, you know what? We didn't draw a bonus token for the enemy we defeated with the Avengers last time, and it is a tech. So I don't know. Maybe we'll figure out a way to heal Hulkbuster this round. Anyway, Thanos turns to this sector, does a damage to every hero. So this is it for Loki. And the Infinity Stone activates, which means that this villain goes, and his deal is add 1 damage to 2 on their team. So that means that, yes, indeed, Hulkbuster is done. And also, everybody on the Avengers is within 1. So we have to decide. I say, oh gosh, it's going to have to be Cap and Wong, because Iron Spider and the Guardianship both have a heal. This is almost certainly it. And that's it. So that's Thanos' turn. Yeah. No, I mean, if we aren't able to heal Hulkbuster or recruit somebody during this round, then this is it. This is the end of the game. Okay. So, what is our dice pool now? Our dice pool is 3 red, 1 blue, and then 1 extra red or blue from the Hulkbuster. We need stuff that isn't combat, so we will pick the blue. And yeah, no, this is it. This is the end of the round. Is going to be it. We gotta finish it out. We gotta do it for real. So, what do we got? 2 combat, 1 cosmic, 1 mystic, 1 tech. So yeah. None of those are particularly good. Well, we need 1 cosmic for either Heimdall or Thor, so let's do that. Let's say Thor. Oops, sorry. I always do that. We're getting terrible rolls. This is it. This is the end of Infinity War. Spoiler alert. Yuck. I don't know. Just for the sake of appearances, we'll do that on the collector. Actually, hang on. That's Mystic. We could do that on Thor. And then we need 2 combat to recruit Thor. Nope. 2 tech. Yeah, that's it. We can't do anything else. So, yeah, end of the round. Oh, man. So, yep. You are correct, Jamie. That's Cap. Wong. Hulkbuster. So, yeah, there's several of his victory conditions have just been met. A, he has defeated everybody on the Wakandan team. He has also got... Oh, and Loki. Yep. Let's see how many heroes he ended up defeating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exactly 10. So there, 2 in the same round. 2 of his victory conditions were met. So there we go. We tried. This is longer than I've been able to play this game yet. This is my 3rd playthrough of this game, and this is the farthest I've got. This is the longest it's lasted. Usually he just wipes us completely. Yeah, so oh well, there we go. Finally on the stream, first actual loss, which is a kind of victory, I guess. It shows that I'm not cheating. That's important. So anyway, we're going to end it here. I'm going to have to edit the video because we got a troll in chat earlier. I don't know if you were around, Jamie. Yeah, Thanos Rising is brutal. It really is. And we'll be playing it. And maybe it's better with more players. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have 4 of us on Friday to try this out. So anyway, we're going to end the stream here. We're going to end the recording here. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.